confused me.
I'm confused. That's the simple truth. It's also the prerequisite for being a 21st century man. Let me explain. I thought I had just gotten a handle on being a 20th century man when 1999 rolled in and then left in an ominous fashion, leaving everyone confused about whether the 21st century would begin with a return to the Middle Ages.
With no functioning computers, electricity grids disabled, all because of Y2K. Thanks, 20th century. We're really going to miss you. And don't turn around when you leave, lest you see 8 billion middle fingers pointed in your direction. People were scared. As long as we didn't have to return to taking dumps behind our houses in little shacks, I was mostly okay with the potential return to a technology-lacking world. Just please don't mess with our plumbing. I wasn't even texting at that point, so I had little at stake. I was prepared to return to my Atari game system and WordPerfect. No problem. Wait, that's also considered technology? Well, I'm one of the people who use the earbuds plugged into nothing to avoid having to talk to people. So I'm okay with books if people leave me alone and I can find quiet time. But I understood people's concerns. They can't get enough feeling important. That's what texting has done to our society. It used to be only the President of the United States could talk to someone on the phone while doing some porcelain business. He was important and had a landline in his john. So please hit like on this video because without it, I'll have no self-worth. I mean it. Click on like now, please. Currently, the kinds of conversations you hear while someone is in a public bathroom stall makes you wonder whether the person's upper half is producing more crap than their lower half. I just don't want to be that available.
If you need to reach me, there's always an open line. You're not distracting me, it's never a bad time. But if there's an emergency, you're in a bad state. My fingers off every night until I wake up at 8. Available, available, available. 24/7 available, available, available. 24/7. Finance and during work, but they don't permit. It happened once too often. The boss had a major fit. Please hold off during dinner. I'm sure you will survive. We're trying not to let technology run our lives. A call might irritate if I'm watching basketball. When the game is over, it's much too late to call. Available, available, available. 24/7 available, available, available. 24/7. I know why you're calling. I'm the guy who comes through. Delighted I can help you out, 'cause I'm always there for you. Available, available, available. 24/7 available, available, available. Available 24/7.
Some of my best thinking is done on the can, and I need at least one place in the world where I won't be disturbed. Think about the horse. The horse is able to poop and walk at the same time. And do you know who used to look at this in awe, envying the horse for his high level of multitasking? New Yorkers. They would think, yo, there must be some way I could be making money while I'm pooping too. But no longer. Now people all over the world are negotiating deals, making money while muting out their grunts, if they're polite, while pushing out a deuce. Time is money, and bathroom time no longer qualifies for an exemption. I guess this is the 21st century's method of efficiency, using bathroom time to get things done, all in the name of increased productivity. At least it's better than in China, where your sweatshop won't even allow you a bathroom break, even if you're a woman going into labor. Make baby on floor, no break for you. But don't be too impressed. For every deal, there are at least 100 guys still using their time on the can to watch monkeys throwing poo at each other. Our method of efficiency also involves people walking into objects all over the street. Streetlight posts, signposts, trees, falling down stairs and escalators that they don't realize are there while texting their friends about the no-star Yelp review they gave to an Uber driver because they didn't like that his GPS speaker's voice was Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, who said "Bazinga" every time he made a correct turn.
Walker on the sidewalk, nearly ran into me, stepped aside to avoid him, then he walked into a tree, girl with her cell phone, completely unaware, and that's the reason why didn't see the stairs. We're an incredible species. Look at what we've become. Texting is why evolution gave us opposable thumbs. Texting. It's not a mystery. They have the fastest fingers in all of history. Previous generations developed cool technology. Decoded DNA. Breakthroughs in biology. Is that they text real fast. Texting, it's not a mystery. They have the fastest fingers in all of history. Not sure what to say. The bell, their reply will likely be G to G, B, R, B, L, O, L, G to G, B, R, B, L, O, L. Texting, it's not a mystery. They have the fastest fingers in all of history. Texting, it's not a mystery. They have the fastest fingers in all of history.
Texting is a disease that people are volunteering for. I once counted 10 people in a row drive by me with their eyes on their phones, not on the road, and it made me realize that texting, more than a nuclear attack, is what's threatening humanity. We don't need driverless cars, Elon. We already have them. We left a century behind where one of my absolute favorite people was Michael Jordan, a guy who raised the entire sports world to the craziest heights, where now If you can put a ball into a basket, your earning potential is hundreds of times more than someone with skills to actually make the world a better place. Inventors, engineers, philosophers, sanitation managers, and street sweepers, to name a few. But MJ only made things better for himself and other sports stars. My other favorite person is Rodney Dangerfield. He was right about everything. He was someone who struggled to gain respect. It was a fight, and he knew it, and his century was marked by this battle, the fight to be respected and recognized. In this century, my absolute favorite person is Charlie, the E-Trade baby, and now he's probably a snotty 20-year-old with a sleeve tattoo and a tongue stud, taking acting in a community college where he hopes to recapture his success as a 1-year-old. I'm also certain he hasn't visited his E-Trade portfolio in more than a decade since it was locked out because he went all in for Blockbuster stock in 2013 and has more debt than an average liberal arts grad student. Poor Charlie, peaked at 1. But aside from Charlie, the 21st century has changed the Dangerfield paradigm. You can manage your own stock market portfolio at the age of 1 and retire by the time you're 4. Unlike Rodney, today you don't have to fight to be heard. All you have to do is write a scathing review or be a jerk on Twitter, and you've achieved what poor Rodney had to fight so hard to achieve. All these keyboard jockeys have to do is open their computers and type their nonsense opinions, and the world sits up and listens. 21st century man has new ways to be heard that were unheard of just a few decades ago.
Freedom! Freedom! Research shows that of what we've muttered, 96% should never have been uttered. Talking without thinking, keep it confidential. Maybe our every thought isn't so consequential. Shouldn't be news. Routinely we abuse freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. What I'm saying here is speaking shouldn't be a waste. Let's cut out talk radio, it's mostly a disgrace. I love the amendment, but imagine we'd be more content if we reduced what we said by 50%. It shouldn't be news. Routinely we abuse freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. The research I used before, I admit it wasn't true, but it was believable. Let's agree we have work to do. Shouldn't be news. Routinely we abuse freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech.